What is up, guys? Geeks of the West here. How are y'all doing? Today I want to talk about the future of consoles. Now, we've seen a rise in cellular devices gaining advancements in technology. Examples include the Samsung S7 and Samsung S7 Edge, which I did a video on a month or so, a couple months back. So that begs the question, are mobile devices going to replace consoles when it comes to sales? What do I think about that? Well, I don't know, it's shaky. Now listen, yes, mobile devices are becoming more and more technologically advanced and becoming more powerful. Eventually, they might be on par, if not more powerful than consoles. I mean, it's probably out there. There's probably smaller devices that are just as powerful as the PlayStation 3, PS4, Xbox, so on and so forth. And games on mobile devices and handheld devices are looking pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. You can't deny that. It's truth. A lot of handheld games are looking pretty damn good. So, are consoles doomed? I personally don't think so, because the PlayStation 4 has actually been selling better than the PlayStation 2 did back when the PlayStation 2 was released, and the PlayStation 2 is the most selling console of all time. Maybe the PS4 is going to surpass that, which so far it already has in terms of how well it's sold within the first couple of years. PlayStation 4 sales as of January 2016 are at 35.9 million worldwide, and Xbox One is about 19 million units. So yeah, the PlayStation 4 is more than half, or a little less than half, almost half, has half more sales than the Xbox One. And this is within the first 3 years, but the Xbox One having low sales isn't surprising. It's not a shock. It was bound to happen. However, 35.9 million sales worldwide as of January 2016 isn't too bad. The consoles have been out for 2 to 3 years as of this point. And within the first 3 years of the PlayStation 3, it sold about 28 to 30 million units within its first 3 years, and the Xbox 360 sold 30 to 40 million units within its first 3 to 4 years. So consoles are still selling pretty well despite the recent rise in technological advancements. And phones then compared to now, there's a huge gap in between. It's like PlayStation PS3 gap sort of deal, if if you know what I mean, or TV now versus TV in the 90s. Okay, there is a huge, big gap in technological advancement. There's a huge leap, and that's good. However, despite the advancements in handheld technology and mobile technology, console sales really haven't been all that hindered, despite the Xbox One, but that's for obvious reasons within their marketing and some of the decisions that their team decided to make while developing the console. You know, with their ODS, always online sort of deal, and the way they tried to control pirating, and a lot of the stupid terms and conditions that they had. So there's that. Not to mention, so far it seems that people are more interested in dedicated consoles, not or dedicated technology, not technology that branches out. Now, okay, take that with a grain of salt, because gaming consoles can go on the internet and can go on Netflix as of recent, within the last decade. But for the most part, the main concentration is on video games. Cellular devices, or phones, are used for communication. However, they have extra features that are useful. For example, calculators, the internet, and photos and videos, and there's lots of stuff like that. So, yes, devices that can do more than one thing are very, 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 very popular. But For the most part, even though computers are kind of a rare breed. They can do everything, and you buy the computer knowing that it can do everything. But usually, when you buy a computer, depending on the spec, depending on what you're going to use for it, you'll buy a computer with different specs. For example, a gaming rig will have anywhere from 8 to 16 gigabytes, while just a basic at-home computer will probably have 4 gigabytes. If you're buying a computer for school, 4 to 8 gigabytes, 16 depending on how much software you're going to run. If you're in an office, probably anywhere from 4 to 16 gigabytes. Of course, that'll change. Depending on how powerful the technology comes and how much RAM it needs, and of course, it just really depends on which direction and power technology goes. Whether or not we can figure out a way to use less power for more advanced technology or super advanced technology requires more power. I don't know. Can't tell. I'm not an expert at this. I'm just good at kind of, analyzing current situations. That's what I'm pretty good at. I'm not great at it, but I'm pretty good at it. So there's that. Anything could happen. For the most part, people seem to like buying something dedicated for the specific platform that they're looking for, if that makes sense. Anyway, that is my prediction. I don't think gaming consoles are going to go away just yet. I see them sticking around for maybe one or two more console generations. With the way that this console generation seems to be going in terms of how powerful they are. This is Geeks of the West signing out. Have a good one.